In the academic world, peer-reviewed papers are the primary record of performance. They determine who receives research funding and who climbs the administrative ladder. Take this 2021 article published in the journal Ecological Processes. It is a study analyzing indoor air quality in Selangor, Malaysia. But right above the title is a formal notice from the publisher. The paper has been forcibly removed from the publication record. For a standard researcher, a forced retraction for ethical violations marks the end of their career. It signifies a loss of credibility that is almost impossible to recover. The details behind this specific retraction surfaced through a whistleblower complaint sent directly to the university's leadership. The email describes a series of deliberate actions, alleging the active plagiarism of data and the unauthorized use of other researchers' names as co-authors. The names attached to these allegations belong to the highest-ranking officials in the faculty, the Dean and Deputy Dean of FSSK at UKM. These are the exact individuals appointed to set and enforce ethical standards for thousands of students and junior faculty members. This raises a difficult question for the institution. How does a university investigate its own leadership when those leaders are the ones entrusted to uphold the rules? To understand the mechanism of the alleged fraud, we have to look at how journals verify authorship. Before a paper goes live, publishers send an automated confirmation email to every listed co-author. If any author doesn't confirm, the paper is flagged. But this safeguard was bypassed using a specific technical workaround. According to this author data table, the submitting authors swapped out the official secure university email addresses of their supposed co-authors for faked generic Gmail accounts. Here is one of those fake addresses. By using these unofficial accounts, the submitters could receive and approve the journal's verification pings themselves. Directly beneath the forged entries, the journal editors eventually identified the actual university contact information that had been suppressed during the submission. This digital intercept allowed the primary authors to append prestigious names and stolen data to their work without the real researchers ever knowing they were involved. The systematic replacement of official contact information suggests a premeditated effort to circumvent the peer review process. The standard disciplinary guidelines for these types of offenses are documented here, outlining the penalties for premeditated falsification. The guidelines state that forging communication with clear intent warrants immediate termination. They also note the potential for criminal charges under national law. The motive for taking this risk appears to be professional advancement. This retracted paper was reportedly a key component of the portfolio used to secure a recent promotion to associate professor. In this context, the fraud looks like a calculated attempt to trade academic integrity for a higher rank and salary. Following the public retraction by the publisher, the evidence of the faked digital footprints was handed directly to the UKM Integrity Unit. Given the documented nature of the deception, the expectation would be a disciplinary response that matches the university's own stated penalties. Instead, this official letter reveals the confidential verdict issued by the Integrity and Ombudsman Unit. For orchestrating a multi-author identity fabrication and data theft, the perpetrators were given a written warning and a reminder to be more careful in the future. Despite the findings, the dean's leadership contract was reportedly extended, allowing him to remain in power until 2027. This creates a visible gap between the severity of the findings and the actual consequences handed down by the institution's self-policing mechanism. When an institution handles a high-level scandal with this degree of leniency, the impact spreads to every corner of the campus. It erodes the credibility of all future research coming from the university, making it harder for honest faculty to prove the validity of their work to the global community. It also sends a message to students and junior staff that ethical standards are selectively applied and that administrative rank can provide a shield against accountability. It leads to a fundamental question about the role of internal integrity units. When these units appear to prioritize the university's public image over holding its leadership accountable, the trust that sustains the academic community begins to fade.